with transportation plants. Like animals, plants also need food. To prepare food, what are the materials required? We have learnt during photosynthesis, plants need water and carbon dioxide to prepare the food. Okay, so water, from where it has to take? It has to take from the soil and it should reach the leaves. So from the soil, how it takes the water? Yes, of course, from the root. From the root, it should pass the water through the stem, then to the leaves, right? So that's how the plants will prepare the food. That's how the leaves will get the water. And we also learned that all living organisms need energy. How do they get energy? They get the energy from glucose. Same thing with the plants also. Plants also need food to get energy. So where the food is prepared? It is prepared in the leaves, right? From the leaves, it should be sent to all the parts of the plants. It should be sent to the stem, it should be sent to the flower, it should be sent to the bud, and it also should be sent to the root. The food should be sent. So how it is carried? How the water from the root, it is reaching. See, if this is a tree, okay, and it will have several roots. So we know that very well. It will have roots, okay, and the leaves, right? And from the soil, the water should enter through the root, then to the stem, then it should reach the leaves. Okay, and it will prepare the food. Then, in the leaf, food will be prepared. And this food should be sent to all the parts. That is stem, it should be sent to the roots and also storage structures, flowers, bud and fruits. For all those things, you should send the food. Right? How it does? How it can do? Like, if I talk about the trees, there's such huge trees, and from the soil, from the ground, it should reach the topmost part of the plant, the trees. The leaf should get the water. How it does? Yes, we know it is with the help of root. So when we talk about root, so we know the root will have, in case of taproot system, it has the main root, then the secondary root, right? This is the secondary root. Then from here will be tertiary root, that is the third root, okay? Then each root, right, whether it is main root, secondary root or tertiary root, each will have tiny hair-like structure. They will have this hair-like structure. You would have observed, right? This hair-like structure, this is in case of taproot. If it is a fibrous root, if it is fibrous root means what? This is fibrous root. Okay, so even these will also have tiny hair-like structure. This tiny hair-like structure is called root hair. It is the root hair which will help in absorbing water from the soil. The root hair, okay, the root has root hairs which helps in absorption of water. Because root hair will help in increasing the surface area. It increases the surface area because of which water can be absorbed easily. So now let us just take one section of root. So I just take one section. I will cut this much part and I will see under the microscope. Okay, I will try to see under the microscope. So you will find different types of cells. You will find different types of cells here. Okay, and all these are cells. Okay, you see, look at into your textbook, you can see these are the cells. And imagine this, this is the root hair. Okay, and this entire section is root. From the root hair, the water is absorbed and the water will flow through the cells and it will reach here. These are the cells. These are cells. These cells are called xylem. These cells are called xylem. So, water is conducted. So, I told you water is very essential for the plants to prepare the food and it has to be taken from the soil. From the soil, it has to be sent to the leaves. How it will be sent? They have something called vascular tissue. Plants have vascular tissue. Plants have vascular tissue which will help helps in the transportation of food and water. See, they have a special type of tissue called vascular tissue which will help in transportation of food and water. Okay, so the food also should be transported. Water should also be transported. For transporting the food and water, they need a tissue. And I kept on telling about tissue. Let me make you understand what is tissue. So what is tissue? Tissue, they are a group of similar cells. When similar cells forms a group and they take up a special function or a definite function or specific function. They take up a definite function or a specific function. We call it a tissue. So tissues should always be similar cell. Okay, all the cells will look similar. So when similar cells form a group and they take up one specific function, one definite function, they form the tissue. So here, even in our animal's body, we have 4 different types of tissue which you will be learning in higher classes. Now for time being, you learn what is tissue. And what is vascular tissue? Vascular tissue are the tissue which are present in the plants which will help in transportation of food and water and mineral salts. So when we talk about vascular tissue, we have 2 types. That is, plants have 2 types of vascular tissue. One is called xylem. One is called xylem. The other one is called phloem. Okay, one is xylem, other one is called phloem. Okay, so what is this xylem? Xylem is the water conducting tissue. It is a water conducting tissue. Okay, so it is xylem which will help in transporting the water. They are like, tube-like structure. They are tube-like, or you can say pipe-like structure which are connected end to end and they form a continuous structure. They form a continuous structure. Through the xylem, the water and mineral salts are transported. So they are tube-like structure which help in transporting water and mineral salts. Okay, and you should always remember it is unidirectional. The conduction of water is only one directional. Okay, so water is conducted only in one direction, unidirectional, and it is against the gravitational force. It is going upward. Okay, so you know wherever there will be gravitational force, it will be pulling the water down. That means here the water is going upward successfully because there should be one more force acting here which is pulling the water. We will be learning about that now, just now. Okay, so now the water conduction is against the gravitational force. It is against the gravitational force and it is unidirectional. It is unidirectional. What is unidirectional? Conduction of water. Conduction of water is unidirectional. Unidirectional means what? Only one side. Only one side it will be going. Okay. Never this side. Okay, because it has to go to the leaves, right, for preparing food, and it is against the gravitational force. That is about xylem. Now let us come to phloem. What is phloem? If xylem is a food conducting, water conducting tissue, phloem is a food conducting tissue. Phloem, it is the food conducting tissue. Okay, from where it is conducting? It is conducting food from the leaves to different parts. Okay, so phloem, it is the food conducting tissue. It conducts food. It conducts food from the leaves. From the leaves to different parts of the plant. So which are those different parts of the plant? Okay, it is stem, root, storage structure, different parts of the plants. Okay, then it is bidirectional. It is bidirectional, not unidirectional. It is bidirectional. So conduction of food is bidirectional, not single direction. It is both direction. Okay, bidirectional. So that's about phloem. So let us see what is vascular tissue. Vascular tissue is also called conducting tissue. These tissues are meant for transporting water, mineral salts and food. There are two types of vascular tissue. One is xylem, the other one is phloem. Xylem is the water conducting tissue. It conducts water from the soil or from the root to the aerial part, to the stem, to the leaves, or you can just say aerial parts of the plant. Okay, from the root to aerial parts of the plant, and it is unidirectional and it is against the gravitational force. Okay, that's about xylem. Coming to phloem, it is a food connecting tissue. It conducts food from the leaves to different parts of the plant and it is bidirectional. Okay, understood? So that's about